Hey everyone, Ace Antonio here, and welcome back to the Beat Stop. This Earthling just came back from Phoenix Lights this past weekend. It was my very first event in Arizona, so it was my first time getting to know the EDM community out there after hearing of a lot of events popping up like Gold Rush and Phoenix Lights and Decadence. It was really exciting to be able to finally go out there for my very first time and explore the event, explore the city, and kind of just have a weekend away. And I had such a good time that even though I wasn't intending on doing a review of this event, I thought that this is probably the perfect time to do an event review because my experience was just so positive, to be completely honest. So this will be my very first one. And before I start, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for future Beat Stop episodes. So I broke this review up into several sections. The first is lineup and performances. So, you know, just to preface it, I'm really not a snob when it comes to festival lineups. I feel like an event has to do really bad on the booking end for me to feel like it was a really, bad lineup altogether. Phoenix Lights, I feel like it was as good as any of their past 4 years, at least as good as last year, which was the main lineup that made me want to go. So, last year they had like Martin Garrix, I think Travis Scott, I might be wrong about that. But this year there was Excision and Cascade headlining the Friday and Saturday nights. Grizz was a big reason why I wanted to go. Elefante, I'm a huge fan of him. And there were just some artists that I discovered at that event, which is always a lot more fun to me than seeing artists that I like multiple times. For example, Whipped Cream was a female dubstep DJ that I discovered at that event. I saw Sick Dope live for the first time, even though I must have just glossed over him on the lineup because I didn't even realize he was playing. Dr. P, that's an artist that I hadn't seen in a really long time. So in addition to the artists that I was a fan of and looking forward to, there were several highlight performances that I'm really glad I got to see at Phoenix Lights. And next is the production. And by this, I mean the technical elements in and around the stage or otherwise throughout the venue. So, I feel like it was a pretty solid production all around. I'm not like an expert in that kind of thing, but it seems like there was plenty of lights and pyro and CO2 going off across the 4 stages within the event. One highlight for me was I was pleasantly surprised by the production of the main stage, the mothership stage. It was a little smaller than I expected, but they more than made up for it than the production value seen on that stage. Next is the curation, and I know this is kind of an umbrella term for many things, but by this I mean everything about the festival aside from the lineup and the stages. So the art installation, the choice of food vendors, the placement of things, how they use the venue, things like that. So one of the big notes that I had over the weekend was everything was nice and spacious. So apparently it was their first time in this venue, which I wouldn't have known unless, if somebody didn't tell me. But, they made really good use of it. Everything was placed in a way such that things weren't too concentrated in any one area. There were plenty of places to get drinks, and I pretty much never waited in line. So even upon entry, neither days did I wait in line. I was pretty much I went from the entrance line to in the festival in like 5 or 10 minutes. And even when I was getting drinks or getting food, again, no line. And I'm not speaking to it being empty. There were definitely a lot of people there, but they must have arranged it in such a way or calculated the amount of drink and food vendors they needed in such a way where it was a really convenient experience for everybody. I think my one real not positive, and it's not even really negative, but kind of like a neutral feedback note from me is that I would have liked to have seen more art installations. I maybe engaged with like 2 or 3 art installations, and they weren't super big. But only reason I'm saying that for this event specifically is Phoenix Lights is this alien themed event, and I feel like that can go in all sorts of crazy directions just going off that theme. So I think I would have loved to see more art installations within the venue. And my last category is the people, and this is really what made our experience as positive as it was, but people were just so nice to us. You know, not even just the event attendees, but like the vendors and the staff, people were so nice. You know, a few examples, like for one, it was super easy to get to and from the front, like to and from the railing at each stage. And I don't mean like just front left or front right, I mean front center. It was super easy to get in and out of that crowd without getting shoved by the chads or get mean looks or anything like that. People were just very hospitable. You know, shout out to Ralphie at the iHeart Raves tent. He was a bartender for both days, and he really was just really awesome to talk to. And he actually gave my girlfriend her first candy kiss ever. And that was just a really warming thing to see my girlfriend have that experience. And really just every interaction, it just left such a good impression with us. And it definitely made us want to come back more. You know, I don't know if the events that I've gone to, like EDC and things like that, are just such a high volume that that level of kind of like hospitality or PLUR or whatever you want to call it, it's kind of just hard to come by, but I definitely felt like the PLUR in the air at that event. So from both me and my girlfriend, thank you to the Arizona community. We had such a good time, and we definitely would come back, largely because of the experience that we had with everybody that we interacted with. So thank you so much for an awesome event. And thank you, Relentless Beats, for hosting that event. Happy 5-year anniversary to Phoenix Lights. And then one note to end this video is I actually forgot to bring my Sound earplugs, and I didn't realize it till the first night, and my ears were ringing like crazy on both nights. After we got back to the hotel, it was actually extremely hard to sleep, and I definitely will not forget them again. If you don't own a pair of Sound earplugs, go to soundearplugs.com to get your pair. They are a pair of earplugs that filter out the harmful frequencies without compromising the sound. They allow you to get up close and personal to those stages without worrying about the ringing in your ears at the end of the night. So go ahead and check them out. Once again, my name is Ace Antonio. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.